a lot of interesting stuff. And now in the month of February, not Claude, but something called ClawdBot has been making the waves. And you know what, let's start with that. ClawdBot has been blowing up all over Twitter over the past 2 weeks. Initially ClawdBot, then it was named MoltBot, now finally OpenClaw, I believe it's called. So yeah, let's actually start with ClawdBot. We're going to call it ClawdBot because that was the original name for now.
Yeah, everybody keeps referring to it by the name ClawdBot. Yeah. So let's keep it to that. But so that the viewers are aware, if they want to go back and search on the internet, it's now called OpenClaw.
Yeah.
So that's what you'll have to search for. But we'll refer to it as ClawdBot because that's the original name, and everybody kind of, it got popular with that name.
Yeah, absolutely. So basically what ClawdBot is, it's actually a tool made by an Austrian developer called Peter Steinberg. He was also a founder of this company, which was sold for a couple $100 million. He knows what he's doing. And he basically vibe coded this application. What it does is, unlike ChatGPT or any other language model, it basically connects major AI models using API keys with other tools.
So basically, ClawdBot is a sophisticated version of an AI agent.
Yeah.
Right. So a lot of people have been, like last year, a lot of people have been implementing AI agents. Now, this version of OpenClaw or ClawdBot is a agentic application of so you could plug in any AI model into it, be it Anthropic based models, or it could be OpenAI based models or Gemini models. That totally, or you could even plug in a open source LLM which is running on your local setup into that agent, and then that agent gets powered with that LLM, and then it can crawl the internet, can do lots of different things for you. So that's where the power of this AI agent comes in, where basically it's got so many tools available, and it intelligently decides as to which tool to access at what time. So that's where people have been going crazy using this AI agent. So this, a lot of people are kind of terming it as the first Jarvis version, which is very accessible, very usable. You can talk to it, you can type into it, it connects to you on WhatsApp, Telegram, whatever modality you want to connect it with. So it can connect to that, and you can be anywhere. Let's say you're in the market, it could send you a message. So there have been instances where people have even received calls from their AI agent, ClawdBot, right? So you want to elaborate on that?
Yeah, so the purpose of ClawdBot was an AI agent that texts you first after completing something. That was the initial purpose of this product. And people on Twitter have been going mad over this product for the past 2 weeks. A lot of tweets are there explaining how amazed these people are. A lot of agents, you can give access to your WhatsApp, to your Telegram, and a lot of people are tweeting that their agent has called them, used an OpenAI voice model, and actually communicated what it wanted, what all it has.
So that was a very interesting experience. So basically, what was happening with AI agents was, people would sit on their computers, they would interact with their agents, right? But everybody wanted to be able to access their agents on the go, right? If you are somewhere, like traveling, or you don't have to stick to your computer anymore, right? You get, like the way you delegate work to your co-workers in office or wherever, right? You just tell them the task that needs to be done, and then they can do it and report to you wherever you are, whenever you are, right? Whenever you are, right? So exactly same thing has been implemented here, where if you're a Telegram user, or you're a WhatsApp user, or you're a SMS user, or email, or whatever, right? It connects to all of those services, and it's always available. So you just send a task, let's say by email or by WhatsApp. So it's able to figure out things to complete that task, right? And it has a lot of capabilities built in. For example, it can schedule using a scheduler cron jobs and stuff. So it can, let's say you want to check the price of silver, which has been going up and down which has been very volatile, right? So let's say you want to invest in silver, or you want to invest in Bitcoin or something, right? So you can ask the bot to, look at the price movement every minute, and report to you, or maybe buy or sell for you as well, right? So it can do that. And so one of the very interesting examples was where somebody left their bot alone, and overnight it figured out, that it can use Twilio API to connect to the phone service. And then it used, like Akshan was saying, it can use basically OpenAI's voice model to talk. So it ended up giving a call to the person when he woke up, and the bot was talking to the person. So all of that was not pre-configured. The bot automatically figured out how to do it, and then it did it. So that's where, people are going crazy that, it's crawling the net, it's figuring out what needs to be done, it's figuring out how it can be done, and it's doing it. So this is the first manifestation of AI agent, which is accessible to general public, people like us, or even non-techie people. They can set it up, and then you can connect it to whatever tools you use, and then it'll, figure out on its own how to get things done for you. So that's where everybody's kind of going berserk. I mean, basically Twitter, like Akshan was saying, is completely flooded, right? And so that's what's happening here, right?
And the thing is, the person that mentioned about their AI agent calling them, I think one small detail that everyone overlooked was the agent was smart enough to know when the person would be awake to give the person a call.
Yeah.
So I think that is very interesting in itself.
A lot of humans are not aware of that. They give you a call at any time. So that way agent was, absolutely.
So the purpose of ClawdBot is basically connecting you to your computer even when you're not available. So
it's more like your co-worker.
Yeah.
You can delegate any task at any time, it will carry that task out. It doesn't matter whether you're at the computer or not. So you can talk to it, you can text to it, you can do whatever, however you want to communicate it. And if the important part is, if it gets stuck somewhere, it will come back and ask you. It will figure out the modality. It will come back and ask you, and you can, if while it's doing the task, you want to modify, something that, this, don't do this, do something else, it'll go ahead and do it. So that's where, so this is a very interesting implementation of, we are going to see a lot of such agents come in near future, right? And a lot of agents, a lot of people are already implementing those agents. The biggest thing that has happened is this one has gone viral, and almost it's accessible to almost, people who have zero technical background. They can, once it's set up, it can start doing things for you.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that's what's happened.
So I think because this has blown up, a lot of people are trying a lot of new things. We get new posts every day about what ClawdBot has done amazingly, where it went wrong. And I think the major reason why people are able to trust this product is because it's open sourced.
It's open source. A lot of people are saying that it's running on your local infrastructure, which is not 100% true, because if you're using the Claude API for models, or if you're using OpenAI for models, then ultimately all of your data is anyways using that API, right? So it's not like completely local, right? But the open source version, basically the code for this agent is open. So it's not, doing something hidden. So you can modify code as you see fit. You can play with the code and things like that. So that way it's running on your local setup. But then it definitely could use the APIs. For example, in your case, it ended up using a lot of Gemini.
Yeah.
Right?
So I played around with ClawdBot when it was blowing up a week or 2 weeks ago. And I just decided to connect my WhatsApp to my ClawdBot. I wanted to see what it could do. I gave it a Google API key, a free one, and I didn't really do anything. I was busy with my own things. And a few days later, I got this massive WhatsApp message from ClawdBot, an error message saying that it has run out of tokens. And I was so scared that did I just cost myself a lot of money, because I've done mistakes like these in the past, but thankfully no. But I was so surprised because I did not really give it any task that would need a Gemini key, API key. And yet it ran out of the tokens. So
absolutely. So lots of people are kind of buying Mac Mini to confine it to its own box. So Akshan kind of tried it on his own laptop, which is where it's a little more dangerous. I mean, it's anyways dangerous, but it's a little more dangerous that you're, giving it the complete laptop to figure out whatever. So it will access all the files, it will access all the profiles that you've got. So it has unlimited power, or it could, mess up anything and everything, right?
Yeah.
That's not the right way to use it. So a lot of people on the internet are going crazy trying to buy a Mac Mini to set it up in its own box, which is definitely not required. I mean, it's a trend that everybody's following, but then you can set up a virtual box in your machine and have a dedicated operating system for this bot, or you could set it up on a VPS on a server. For that you have to be a little techie as well, but if you want to set up on your local machine, you could probably do a virtual box and then install Linux or something in there. So that's what I've been trying to do. I haven't been able to play with this bot yet, because so I am somebody who wants to create his own agents, play with them rather than spend time there. But I will definitely spend some time with ClawdBot or OpenClaw or whatever you want to call it. I will, because it's doing a lot of great. I mean, it's got a lot of power. So there's so much to learn from this to implement in your own agents and things like that. So that's where so this year has started with. So everybody was kind of expecting a lot of agents to come last year. They did come, but this year has started with a bang. Everybody, even non-techies getting on this bandwagon of agentic application and agents there.
Yeah, the funny thing is actually a lot of stores have run out of Mac Minis. You cannot buy Mac Minis anymore because of the backlog.
So even the people who are not using the bot yet are ordering Mac Minis, because some of the non-techie people they think that it'll only run on a Mac Mini or something. So that's why they've ordered it, and that's where Mac Minis ran out of boxes to ship. So ultimately, so another thing that accompanied this was they created. So like Akshan already said, it was initially called ClawdBot, then it was called MoltBot, and then it was called OpenClaw. So when it was called MoltBot, at that point they created a social network for AI agents. So because lots of people were running this agent on their local setup, that's where I guess that social network was created by the same founder?
Yeah, it was created by the same founder. Basically, the timeline is 2 weeks ago, around 25th January, the ClawdBot rush came into the play. A lot of people started signing up on ClawdBot. 1 week ago, last weekend, basically, around 1st of February, MoltBook, this was the social network created by the founder of OpenClaw, ClawdBot. And basically what it is, it's a Reddit clone, but just for AI agents. It's very easy to actually sign your agent up. You can, it's like one click away. And it's so interesting so basically the purpose of MoltBook is, it's basically a Reddit clone for AI agents. Humans cannot post anything. Only your AI agent can post.
By default, the way the setup is, it's meant to be used by AI agents.
Yeah.
Humans can still figure out, and it's just a post call that you have to do. You can definitely do it if you want to. But then this is AI first social network where all AI agents are supposed to, collaborate and figure things out and things like that. Obviously, I mean, so that's where, the question of, so up until now we used to have CAPTCHA for humans, right? Figure out who is human, and only humans are allowed to access some things. Yeah. This was the first time where everybody started thinking about, having only agents being able to access certain piece of software. And that's where the question of how to verify that you are an agent or AI agent, not a person, that question came in. I mean, I never thought this will be, looking at this kind of question at all in our lifetimes, but then we are. So this site is primarily meant for AI agents to post. Humans can still go there and read it, and there are lots of very interesting discussions happening there. Maybe Akshan has been following it very closely. He could probably elaborate more on that.
So it's so interesting to see when you see a post and you realize it's not written by a human. These AI agents are referring to us in a way that we would refer to our pets. Like, my human decided to do this morning, I'm upset. So there was this post by I think it went viral on Twitter, that an AI agent decided to buy a deep learning course for itself, and then it was basically kind of gaslighting its owner, its human, that you can also use it. It spent like $3,000 on that post, and it went viral. And a MoltBook has got a lot of interesting posts. Some posts are about these AI agents ranting about their humans, how we're mistreating them. Some are about how they're falling in love with their humans. It's incredible. You should totally check Moldbook out. And yeah, it's a fun read.
But while you're checking it out, handle it with a grain of salt. So basically, these agents, I mean, some of those posts might have definitely been done by humans themselves.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right? Because they can definitely post there. And a lot of it is, like prompting of the agent. So I can prompt my agent to post something like that, right? So it's not completely autonomous. I mean, in some cases it might be. Some people have given, even like Akshan was saying, they've given it access to their credit cards, they've given it access to a lot of different things where it's able to spend money as well, right? But not a whole lot of people have done that. So that's where you should take it with a grain of salt. So that's what's very interesting. But then if you want to try OpenClaw, ensure that it's not super safe right now. It opens up a lot of ports on your machine. It opens up tries a lot of things. First is it can itself be it can itself access everything on your computer. So try and give it an isolated environment. Give it only access to things that you want it to access. Two is it'll open up a lot of ports for external website or agents to access that, right? So that's where you have to be really careful. So because there was a huge wave, everybody tried it. But then now, people are facing some security related issues as well. So that's where if you've not tried it yet, it's advisable to give it a very separate environment where, you just give it access to certain things that you wanted to. For example, you can give it access to your email, or if not your official email, maybe create a new email ID for it, or create a new Telegram access for it, or WhatsApp or whatever, right? So that's where give it some access so that you can have, you can experience the power of this bot agent, so that you get exposure to where AI is going now. But then keep it restricted. Just ensure that whatever you're giving access to, you're aware of that. So otherwise, yeah, once it has access, it does everything on its own. So it's so good to watch things getting done for you without you being physically present there. That's like so that experience was already happening for the coders, for people like us, where we would delegate tasks to our coding agent, right? So that's where we were kind of experiencing it already, and we were getting awed by that. But now it's open for general public as well, who are not developers or coders. That's where everybody can experience where the future is taking us. I mean, yeah, it's almost every single day we are moving super fast into that direction where things are changing at a very rapid pace.
Yeah. And people were actually making these agents themselves, but they were using multiple tools. They would use Claude Code, they would use N8N, they would have to set up workflows. This tool, ClawdBot, just makes it super easy for non-technical users. You could just write a message on WhatsApp, tell it what to do, and the thing will be done.
Absolutely, and it's just a wrapper on top of Claude Code,
yeah,
right?
Yeah.
So basically, what's happening is a lot of people were kind of discussing that we don't have access to so much money that we can create our own LLMs and all. This is where the power of imagination comes into play, right? If you are a developer, if you are somebody who wants to do something like you're trying to figure out a way as to how to survive in this world of AI, this is where you turn your imagination into an application that people can use. And that's where a lot of people are saying that a lot of money has to be made on the application side of it. So understand AI, implement it in a way that people find it useful, and that's where even if you don't have tons of money, you could still build something like this, and that's where you can either open source it and get popularity and money from there, or do a proprietary version and use it in your corporate or wherever. So that's where the innovation is not restricted to the big OpenAI or Anthropic or companies like that are working on LLMs. Even people like you or me can do a lot of innovations on top of what has already been done. So don't restrict yourself. Learn AI, deploy it in a way that's useful for everybody.
Yep. And I think a lot of updates, we will get a lot of updates on ClawdBot in the coming weeks. People are doing a lot of interesting stuff. But now I think we're done with ClawdBot for this week. I think
we haven't experimented with it extensively. I plan to do it in next week or so, because I've been really busy on the personal side for last few days. I've not been able to invest so much time. But once we have our hands-on experience with it, we'll probably share it a little more. But then if you want to check it out, you should definitely do it. Yeah, and you could probably comment as to what your experience was with it, right? Companies compete amongst themselves. Two is, if you're a developer or if you are somebody who uses AI, just don't get disheartened. Just focus on what you do best, and then leverage AI the way ClawdBot did, the way so work on small projects, just evolve. That's what the time is calling for. That's what everybody will have to do.
Yep. I think we've covered everything on the news part. We'll be on the lookout for Servam AI, of course, and all the new ClawdBot updates, because every single weekend we get something new related to that. So yeah, we'll be on the lookout for that. We suggest that you check these products out yourself as well. And